So what happens if this guy does the same thing?
It's not going to happen because of the simple fact that I'm trying to implement ideas and plans now to figure out a better route for me. You know, because I'm noticing like this is not probably what he want, or he didn't expect for God to work so soon. So now I need help to where.
So he's acting like he's not happy about the pregnancy?
He's not. And it breaks my heart because.
So then it's likely, I mean, and I'm just keeping it a buck with you. It's very likely then that he's going to be gone too. He's going to dip out or whatever the situation is. And then you're going to have 4 kids with 3 dads. Like what? No, that's not it.
And what it is going to be like now, I noticed like, okay, he's not happy about it, you know, and he don't really care because if I tell him something like, I throw it out to him yesterday, I'm hungry. But it's just to test you to see if you're thinking about the fact that I just told you I'm pregnant with your baby who you asked God for. Because just to put the ice on the cake to your people, to your viewers out there, I just got to put it out there. I can't be discreet. He told me a secret that he was a...
What's up, YouTube? We have hit 50,000 subscribers. I'm humbled, I'm grateful, and I can't thank you enough. I'm pleased to announce channel memberships. You're going to be able to join the channel. There's only one level. It's $5 a month. Guys, a lot of my videos become demonetized for the first 24 hours, and I miss out on a good chunk of the money. This is a way to support the channel without even having to think about it. Set it and forget it. With membership, you're going to have access to exclusive content, such as lost videos that never made it to YouTube, post-interview reactions, updates on some of your favorites, and yes, from time to time, I'm going to be on camera answering some of your more pressing questions about a particular video or about the channel in general. If you find value in the content, support the channel. I'm forever humbled and grateful, and I can't thank you enough. Either way, I'm going to continue to work hard to bring you the best content possible. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady with us today. How you doing today, miss?
I'm doing great, awesome. I can't complain.
All right, all right. I love that energy. All right, and so are you homeless right now?
Yes, of course.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
28. All right. And so how long have you been homeless?
It's been like since I was 18. Like I did obtain housing before, but like as far as structure in the home and, you know, within myself, I wasn't able to keep it. So I've been homeless on and off for over 5 years now.
Okay, okay. And so, I mean, I guess you pretty much explained that, like you actually had, so you went through the process, had housing, but just couldn't maintain it.
Yeah, due to mental health disorder.
Okay, what mental health diagnosis?
I was originally diagnosed with schizoaffective, which is schizophrenia and bipolar mixed together. Then they narrowed it down to bipolar because, like I told them, I don't know what y'all saying, but I'm not hearing no voice, you know. And I don't know if y'all medication helping or what, but I'm not hearing voices. I might switch my moods, but I'm not hearing no voices. So they narrowed it down to bipolar disorder.
Okay, and what age was that?
18.
18, okay. Okay, do you have any kids?
Yes, I have 3 girls, and I'm actually with child right now. Just found out literally 2 days ago.
Okay, okay. All right, so you're with child right now?
Yes.
How many weeks pregnant?
I don't even know. Like, I just found out. It literally got to be like sooner than I think, like no more than a month or 3 weeks.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was getting a call just now. How many kids did you say you had?
3 girls.
Okay, so 3 girls. And how old is the oldest?
12 years old.
And how young is the youngest?
2 years old.
Okay, all right. How many different dads with the 3 girls?
Well, it's going to be, well, right now, with the child that I'm having now, she has her own father, but I have 2 former child's father that they have their own. Like my first 2, the 12-year-old and the 10-year-old, they father, I was with them for like 8 years plus, you know, on and off. And 7 years later, I met another man and we had a child, and she's now 2, you know, so I waited a big gap or whatever. And now 2 more years later, here I am pregnant again by the grace of God, because let me just say this, like the person who I am pregnant by, I feel like he didn't have strong faith in God. You know, he even said something about, we don't know, but I told him, whatever you believe in, you have to stand on it. If you don't, you'll fall for anything. And in that moment, like with us alone, he told me that he was ready for a family and he wanted a child. And I told him, anything you want, you have to ask God for it, and he will make it happen for you. And if I agree with you on that, it's definitely gonna happen, because when two people agree upon something, it definitely happen in heaven for us. Whether it's right now, whenever, it's gonna happen, you know. So long story short, I end up pregnant, and he had just said that it was like less than 2 weeks ago that he said that he was ready for a family, and he was feeling a little off, which I was too. But now I come to find out I'm pregnant, and everything is changing now, because I am homeless. I am depending on him, and he tried to put me out.
Is he
the
homeless?
Other day. No, he got his own. You know, his sister helped him get his own place. You feel me? But it's like, it's not his, but it's his, because she not over you. You paying the bills, you got a roommate, you know. But it's like, I came along, you know, trying to be the good person who you wanted me to be. But it's like, I had to deal with trials and tribulations, and I stood and I hold on to a point where I tried to figure out what was my purpose. There's no purpose for me to feel like I was hurt by anything he was doing to me. But my purpose was for me to find out, what am I here for? Why did God put me in his life? And there it was, a child. God gave me another chance, because my first two baby fathers, they wanted to take my children away from me because of my mental health disorder. They tried to use that against me because I'm smart, and they want to make it seem like I'm not smart or whatever. So long story short, God gave me another chance, because I don't get no income taxes, never have.
Well, let me put a pin in right there. So,
Okay.
So who do the kids live with right now?
They initially be with their fathers. They live with their father. My first two live with their father, and my last child, 2-year-old, she's with her father and the grandparents. But my thing is, neither one of them have custody of my kids. We never went to court and they told me this father have custody, they have custody. It was just...
Well, I mean, he's got something, because, I mean, if they're in school, right?
Right.
So, I mean, in order for him to register them for school and everything else, he's got some kind of legal custody. So,
Right.
I mean, okay, so let's put a pin in that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, originally, the west
Man,
side of Atlanta.
shout out ATL, man. Hey, you feel me? All right, man. And so, you know, definitely love for the west side. I'm an east side representative myself. But hey, man, we fuck with the whole AU. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, growing up in Atlanta, did you have both your mom and your dad in the household?
Actually, I didn't. My mom passed away when I was 5 years old. Like, I was knowledgeable at the moment, but not knowledgeable like I am now. So she passed when I was 5. My father, he passed, it's about 2 years now. And it's like, I didn't get to spend time with my father till I was an adolescent, because of the simple fact that my auntie had spread the rumors on my dad that was bad. And threw
What was
salt
the
on his
rumors?
name. It basically, like, my mom passed away from HIV/AIDS. She put the rumor out there that my father gave it to her. But the man who gave my mom that disease, he's also gone and dead too. You know, and my father had to, even once she passed away, he had to prove to me and my brother, like, look at these paperwork. Your whole family painted this picture on me just so y'all wouldn't love
So his
on me.
paperwork showed that he did not
He
have
did
HIV?
not have AIDS, none of that. You know.
All right, let's pause. Okay, we had to relocate. A little bit of, started to rain a little bit.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So you didn't link back up with your dad until what age?
Till I was about like, I had to be over 13.
And so who'd you live with up to from 5 to 13?
I lived with my auntie.
Okay, that's your mom's sister?
Something like that, but not really. You know how...
Like not really blood, but kind of still family.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
And even I found out, like, she is our intermediate family, but, like, we don't know the full history of it, but she's a real family. You feel me? Like,
I got you.
Yeah, she is. But
Okay.
she's just not my mama's sister.
Okay. All right.
My dad's sister.
So, I mean, so here's the thing, right? So, some of my audience is going to ask, why did you choose to get pregnant when you're still currently homeless?
Well, this wasn't a choice for me, actually. This was something that God ordained, because I needed clarity that I could conceive, as well as the man who I'm with, a new partner. He had to be proven that God was real. This wasn't about the fact that I'm bringing this child into a struggle of homelessness without a roof over their head, because you don't never know what God might ordain for you or may happen for you overnight. You know, we don't know. We just feel like in our situation it's too much for us and we think it's no way out. But me, I'm already a living believer, and I know like this was God's choice. You feel me? Not mine. This is not something I wanted, you know, but things happen. And guess what? I just hope things change before the baby gets here.
Well, I mean, and I get it. I totally get what you're saying, but I mean, hope is just hope. Is there any actual works behind that faith? Or is it just faith without works? Because we know, as the book says, faith without works is dead.
And I mean, you see me out here, I could be in the house, you know, chilling, been stuck in my situation of I'm pregnant, I don't have my own place, you know, I'm staying with someone.
So why did he try to kick you out?
He tried to kick me out because basically, like, I had the cold shoulder when I came in the house or whatever. And he was like, what's wrong with you? I don't know what's wrong with you. And I was just like fighting the fire with fire. Instead of me diffusing it, I just like, I don't know what's wrong with you. And that argument turned into, you can go.
Well, why was you coming in with the cold shoulder?
Because it was like, it's just something that irritated me about him. It's deeper than what it is that he did or whatever. Instead of me discussing it with him.
What did he do?
He basically like, it's either he ignored me when I was trying to tell him something, you know, and hung up in my face, and I never got the opportunity to tell him what I wanted to. And it's like, you talk to a million people before you get home. You couldn't call me back to see what I had wanted, so it really disturbed me. Like, and I try not to be so, you know, extra with my words, or you feel me, how I act, but at the same time, sometimes
it's just written on your shoulder. You can't hide it. I
can't hide it, you know. I'd rather let it out than keep it in, and now I got the weight on my shoulders. Now I just needed to be uplifted. Like.
Okay, so let me ask, I mean, so when was the last time you saw the 10 and the 12-year-old?
It's been over 6 months because their father, he's a very controlling young man. He feels like I'm supposed to do when he want me to. But it's just like, it's always been a fight. Like, I had to fight with you for my kids about them being with me instead of you, because they're girls and I know they need me, but you feel like they only need you. And it's like,
but you're homeless right now, and he's sounds like he's a little more stable. So why is it better for them to stay with you versus him?
No, I never said it was better. I'm talking about previously when I was with my family. It was better for me because I can monitor my kids and know what's going on. And me, I'm like a person, like, I literally monitor my kids. They might move over here, I'm gonna move over there with them. Because I understand people like, it's okay, just let them run around. Like,
Did you used to work?
Yeah, I've always worked. Never not been working for over 2 to 3 months was the list that I stopped working. And I can say, like, honestly, if it was like a long period of time I stopped working, it was 5 months at the most and I was back on it. But I don't even remember it being that long. Like, I have not.
Well, I mean, so let me ask then. Why or how did we get to this point of being homeless for so long? You said that basically you've been homeless for, you know, almost 10 years,
okay,
basically.
So let me explain to you, right, what basically happened. This is how it all played out. I met this young man, my child's first father. I trusted him with my heart. I trusted him. And due to me trusting him, I let my guard down, you know. And when you let your guard down, it's no telling what might happen, you know. And what I did was I trusted him to a point where I was allowing him to act a certain way towards me that I know a person like you would be like, no, you shouldn't accept that, you know, just dip out, you feel me? But
so he was being abusive?
Yeah, abusive, derogative language all the time, you know.
Let me ask you this. So you got pregnant when you was about 15, okay?
Yep.
And so how old was he at the time?
17 or 16.
Okay, so he was just like a year or two older. Okay, so I mean, technically both of y'all was, you know, kids.
Right.
You know, older teenagers, but kids, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so we understand when you're kids, you don't always have the experience or the knowledge or the wisdom to make all the best decisions.
Right.
So I get that you basically got into a bad relationship. You had a couple kids, but how do we get to the point of homelessness?
Oh, what happened was we had Section 8. My sister took us in after my aunt passed away, who I told you took us in after my mom died.
Right.
My sister, she wasn't even 21 years old yet, but she was willing to take all of us in, and not even the oldest sister. She was only 19 at the moment. Due to the fact that she was young, it took her a while, but they granted her wish because they seen her fit. you know, and I became homeless because due to us not being properly raised, she gave up. She didn't have patience. She gave up. Love was not there. You feel me? She even dealing with her own mental health issues, so she gave up a good opportunity that everybody in the world wants just to better her life and have her sanity, which I understand. I can only understand.
Well, let's unpack that.
Okay.
Because you're saying that she gave up.
Mhm.
What was going on that she felt so overwhelmed about?
Well, truth be told, it was set. My mom have 7 kids. She was taking care of the older, like my people probably under her, but that was like a year or 2. You feel me?
Right.
And it's like y'all not listening to me. I come to the house not clean. Y'all got people's inside my house.
So that's like you, right?
Yeah.
Like you, how many years younger are you than her?
Like 4.
Okay, so was you not doing the things that she was asking you to do? Like, was you not cleaning the house? Was you not?
Well, I was. You feel me? Like I was doing my part, but it's only so much that I can do. I can clean up something, then that thing, somebody can come back behind me and
Okay,
mess it
up. So did she kick you out, or how did you end up leaving from under her roof?
So basically what happened was she told us that the house that we was living in was going into foreclosure because the landlord wasn't paying. She immediately told everybody this once she found out. And she told us, she said, I'm looking for a new house for us. You're going to be all right. You're going to be okay. But it came to find out, instead of you looking for the house, you just came back with news like everybody had to find them somewhere to stay. I'm not doing this no more. You feel me? And we like, wow, really? You know?
Well, I mean, okay, so how did she go from, hey, I'm going to take care of this, we're all going to be good, to, all right, I can't deal with this no more? What happened in between? That's what we're trying to, let's come with the real.
So what happened was, it was no structure in the home. You know, and like I said, due to improper guidance in our life.
So what you're saying is the reasons why the things happen, but you're not telling us the things that happen. So that's what I'm trying to get from
like
you.
Things like smoking weed, like bringing people in the house, had not having her house clean. Those things trigger her, and that was the only thing I can explain. Like it was nothing more or nothing less.
Did you play any role in that?
I mean, in sorts of ways I did, but not really. You know, it was like the role I played was probably in school. You feel me? I went to alternative school. You know.
What school?
CEP.
Okay. Shout out to Crim, by the way, on the east side.
I went to
Shout out to CEP.
Forest Hill Academy. You know, I transitioned. But it was just like, I wasn't trying to be a bad person, but I was slick bullied growing up, you know, because I was so little, and I'm still is little. So it was like I had a point to prove in school, or else I was going to be bullied. I was going to be going on talking about, oh, they bullying me. So I had to prove myself. Like, after I transitioned from elementary, it wasn't no more, you going to abuse me and treat me like this. I just started, you feel me, being who I wanted to be.
So let me ask you this. So we talked about your mom, your aunt, your sister. Where was your dad?
He wasn't there because that rumor.
Well, right, but then you guys linked back up at 13. And so did he know that around 18 you'd become homeless?
Well, he knew, but he was trying to help me. But I think it's either I didn't want to go with him because the way he lived, or it was like I liked it better where I was at, obviously. Or because when I was homeless, I had to go depend on my child's father, my first child's father. Like when my sister did give it up,
right?
You feel me? Like I don't know if he know. He probably didn't, because I was so self-centered to a point where I didn't talk to none of my family. I was just stuck down there in their family.
Does he know that you're homeless now?
He's gone.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, he's gone. But before he passed away, I was homeless, and he tried to get me to come stay. He was like, come stay with me. I got a spot for you. And I was caught up with my second child's father, who basically like watched me.
So what happens if this guy does the same thing?
It's not going to happen because of the simple fact that I'm trying to implement ideas and plans now to figure out a better route for me. You know, because I'm noticing like this is not probably what he want, or he didn't expect for God to work so soon. So now I need help to where.
So he's acting like he's not happy about the pregnancy?
He's not. And it breaks my heart because.
So that it's likely, I mean, and I'm just keeping it a buck with you. It's very likely then that he's going to be gone too. He's going to dip out or whatever the situation is. And then you're going to have 4 kids with 3 dads. Like, what? No, that's not it.
And what it is gonna be like now, I noticed like, okay, he's not happy about it, you know, and he don't really care, because if I tell him something like, I throw it out to him yesterday, I'm hungry, but it's just to test you to see if you thinking about the fact that I just told you I'm pregnant with your baby, who you asked God for, because just to put the ice on the cake to your people, to your viewers out there, I just gotta put it out there. I can't be discreet. He told me a secret that he was a registered sex offender at the last minute. I've been knowing him for 7 months, and he just told me this. And I had been bringing my daughter around him and everything. Not saying he ever touched or anything, but who's to say? I wouldn't never know if I step in the kitchen, anything. You feel me? But I took it and gave it to God and said, you know what? It's not too late. But guess what? I've already even did everything before I even knew this. So what am I trying to be like everybody else? Say, oh, just go. Well, to the streets, to this rain, to these people. Like, no. And I don't have no family. I don't have nobody. And I be trying to tell people that. Everybody take advantage of me, but I got this man up here. And no matter if anybody do that for me, I know God got me. But I refuse to feel like just because a man treat me any kind of way, I got to run to the streets and be homeless. No. I'm going to take that trouble, that hardship, get a job, try to get some money and get myself out of it. If nobody wants to help me, oh well. I'm going to have to struggle and go through that pain and pain and pain till I can pull myself out. But guess what? I can't beg for nobody to help me. I can't keep on crying out to God when I got to do my part, and I'm doing it. I'm a positive person. I don't do no negativity. I do my thing. You know, I can be honest, I smoke weed, you feel me? And that's it, you feel me? Knowing I don't supposed to be doing, knowing not legal, but that's the only thing
I mean, and I don't consider weed and alcohol to necessarily be in the same category as some of the harder drugs, right? So I get that. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So it's just like, it's really like, it's like you be stuck in the rock and the hard place in this world, because.
Well, but listen, man. One thing my viewers know about me, man, like I do a little light grilling from time to time, and it's out of love, okay? Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna say this: you made the decision to sleep with that guy, yeah, and to do it unprotected. That wasn't God. Right. Like, stop saying that was God, because God probably told you, he probably sent you a bunch of signs to tell you not to do it.
Right.
And you know, at this age, at 28, it's not like you can say I'm 18, I'm young, I'm 16, all this other stuff. Like, you've got 3 kids. You don't have custody of them. I mean, you should be focused on anything but sex and, you know, being in a relationship and all like that. And I guess it sounds to me like you needed a place to stay. Exactly. And so that was one of the probably biggest factors as far as.
I didn't need a place to stay. I needed somewhere to stay where I could take a shower, because I could stay with my kids' father, them. My kids' grandparents, them, they have a house they own. I can stay there anytime I want. I'm welcome. It's just they have complications. They have a stove, they have water, heat, all that. But I need hot water. I just feel that way. Like, I have to be clean, because my body will be off balance. My pH, women know this, your viewers know this. Your pH balance will be off, and that you not even want to have no intercourse. You don't even want to think about it. So to keep myself feeling well, guess what? I chose to say, you feel me, do this so I won't be, and then I'm gonna have to still deal with my child father, which I don't. He's a real arrogant person. Like, I don't want that energy. So I chose this when I could have chose that, and I still can choose them. You know, that's still an option for me.
I mean, but here's the thing. Okay. I get that. I get that you're kind of stuck to make a bad decision or a bad decision. I get that. But if I could just play devil's advocate for a second, if you took that option of staying with your child's father, maybe possibly humbling yourself just a little bit, it may be the best thing for a temporary fix. In other words, not temporary fix, but a plan where you can stay temporarily. Because for one thing, your kids are there, right?
Sometimes, like, I went to go take them the bike yesterday and they wasn't there.
Okay, but they live there. That's their base. That's their home base.
Yep.
So that means that you would see your kids a lot more often, and they would have the benefit of you being in their life. How does it make you feel when you think about the fact that you don't see your kids that often?
It makes me feel incomplete, and it just made me feel like I'm not I'm not worthy. Like, I feel like I know I'm bipolar. Like, I can feel worthy all day waking up being happy, but when it comes to me not being in my kids' life, I don't feel worthy because I'm not there. I'm not able to see if they fall, if something happens, you feel me? Anything to protect them. Even though I know a father is meant to protect them, but guess what? I just feel like it ain't gonna be no another me. And a lot of people might feel
children need both their mom and their dad.
Yeah, but it just like...
So they need both, and I get what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
so
it's not a me, so I just feel incomplete. You feel me? And
so what are we doing to try? Because I'm gonna say this real quick.
Okay, I'm sorry.
My bad too. All right, so but time is gonna keep going, and they're gonna become grown.
Right.
They're already 2/3 of the way there if they're 12.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just let's just pull it together
and you
real
know
quick.
What? I was already thinking that, but let me tell you something. What I was waiting on while I was still here at his house, but after he put me out, I have a card that I'm waiting for in the mail, and I'm feeling like it's meant for me to say fuck that card or bump that card and just leave because it's saying something like it just stopped. You feel me? Like my card was in the process of coming, it just got it like where it's at static right now. It ain't saying like it's not gonna come now. It's like, oh, due to the weather and all this stuff, like they can't get here. And I understand it, you feel me? But my thing is, I can't keep waiting for that card. The way the energy you showed me last night / this morning, I know.
And you talking about your current dude, right?
Yeah, like the energy you showed me, like this recently happened. You feel me? Like we were just good. Literally, we was okay.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's kind of how things go,
but
man.
But it's just like after this happened, it was just like he showed me his colors, and I'm like, for this child to not be here, but he already acting a certain way, like I can't do it. You feel? I'm used to people being happy when they have a child and just throwing stuff to the side. Like, you know what? Let's throw everything down, cause we got something. You feel me? Been had something to live for. But
is that how your first dad's, your first and second kid's father was?
Yep, that was happy, excited.
Well, okay, so.
But that was their first child. This ain't his first child. He's almost 40. He got children. Well, I'm trying to tell you, he's a registered child molester. So his children heard that and didn't want to be around him no more. That's what he told me. But me being me, you told me this late. I didn't know about your kids. You won't even let me introduce. Since I know him these almost a year, never have he seen his kids. You feel me?
But then why get pregnant by him? So this is a guy that you knew had kids. You had never seen his kids. And you chose to get pregnant by that guy. You got to take your part in that decision, man. That was a horrible decision.
It was a horrible decision, but I mean, I made it, and I don't want to be judged upon it.
Well, it's not about being judged, but it's about looking at it dead square in the eyes and saying, I messed up. Not blaming anybody else, not putting it off on God, not saying that guy's a bad guy, because
I messed up.
That guy's who he is, and you had the signs that you needed to see, you just ignored them.
I ignored them.
So, all right, well, hey, man, listen, that's progress. That's progress. So, all right, well, okay. So, I mean, what are we doing at this point to try to, because all this stuff is kind of fresh now, right? So what are we doing at this point to try to get ourselves out of this position?
Right now, when I got with him, like on mental health, I was on my meds, I was healthier, you know.
You get a check?
No, they won't give me no check.
Okay.
But I was on my meds going to 10 Park Place right here, and it's like when I got with him, I stopped taking my medicine. But way before I got with him, I had missed my appointment and didn't ever go back. My mental health hadn't been flaring up, but lately I had been feeling myself being too aware of things, like always worrying, always trying to be aware of things. I'm like, I don't want to even go back down that route. Let me take this medicine, because I get the shot, so that I don't have to take the medicine.
Okay.
Because I might miss a dose. So I took my medicine, and it don't have the same effect on me no more or whatever. And I just feel like at this point now it's time for me to transition. And that's why I was telling you, like, I've been planning my escape. I knew it was all my fault. God been showing me signs. It's just I'm a strong person and a strong believe like, you feel me, like he'll do it, but we gotta take some steps too. You feel me?
We gotta play our part, man.
We gotta do our part. So my part I'm doing right now, I mean, I've already been looking for a job. I'm on with a company or whatever. I got an interview for FedEx, paying $17 to $19 an hour.
So I mean, the long and short, you're looking to get to work and kind of get back to a point where you can have your own stability.
Yeah, where I can save money. You feel me? And support for my children, you feel me? Like, cause I'm not a spender. Like, I don't have clothes or none of that. I don't do that because I feel like when I'm not around them, or I can't do it for them, what am I doing it for me for? So lately, when I'm not around them, it's all about survival. It ain't about shopping, going here, going there. I haven't did that in years.
I get it.
Like, I don't have nothing.
And you know, I just want to put a pin in it. We running a little long, but all right. Well, that's a lot, but I mean, all right, I get it. So, all right. So if anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way they could do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
Yes, I do.
What do you have?
I have all that. Instagram, Facebook, Cash
All right, shout
App.
them all out.
Okay, my Instagram is the best ever wanted for life. Like exactly how I said.
Okay.
The best ever wanted for the number 4
Okay.
life.
Okay.
And my Facebook is Erica No Pressure period Johnson. Cause
Okay.
it's never no pressure. It is what it is, man. But and my Cash App is the name of my corporation, which is Miss MsCater. All the letters in my Cash App, like, you know, when it starts to a new word,
Right.
it gets capital. So it's MsCaterToYou. So
Okay.
the M, the C, and the T, and the Y is capital.
Okay.
MsCaterToYou CO Corporation, and that is my Cash App.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, miss. Well, like I say, we really appreciate you taking the time, answering all of our questions, and we definitely wish you nothing but the best out here, okay?
Okay.
All right. You make sure you have a good one, sweetie.
Thank you.
All right.